Okay, sorry for running out of time and saying blah, but that's what I did. I had to get in under the wire, or else I have to start all over again, which I don't want to do, and I'm sure you don't want to. Anyway, while I have you, sorry again for the blah stuff. I looked over what I had just videotaped for you, and I'd like you to take a look at this. This is a great example of the body paragraph about my mother that I already told you about, but I've highlighted some words in it. So again, I'm going to take myself off the screen so we can take a look at this together. Okay. One of my favorite people is my mom. She is one of my favorite people because every day I feel her positive energy. For example, Mom died of ovarian cancer about 7 years ago. I remember about a week before she died, my mom was sitting in a ratty green recliner and I was lying on the white carpeted floor. We were both very quiet, just being. When she awoke from her nap, I asked Mom a question that had been on my mind for months. Mom, after you die, if you can come back and be with me, will you? She replied, of course I will. Then she sweetly smiled while falling back asleep. This shows that my mom is my favorite person because ever since my mom's death, when the wind blows, I think of her. And then we go on and on and on. So what I did is I actually put this phrase in here. You don't need this phrase. This shows that my mom is my favorite person because. But I put it in here just so that you could see the breakup of the body paragraph and where the explanation starts. So we start with the topic sentence, which is my mom is one of my favorite people. She's one of my favorite people because in a very broad way, I feel her positive energy. And then, for example, and I get into a specific moment that's making me remember why she's one of my favorite people because of her positive energy. So I'm actually going back in time and remembering a time about that. And then after I explain it, I say, this shows that my mom is my favorite person because. So in your mind, when you're writing, once you think you're done, ask yourself, if somebody didn't know me and didn't know what I was writing about, would they understand what I meant? Would they understand why this evidence shows that my mom is my favorite person? So make sure that you do that. This area here can be a little tricky, and so in your drafts, because you'll have more than one, if you want to put this shows that my mom is my favorite person because, then do it. I think you should do it. And again, I go back to the fill in the blanks body paragraph format. If you do this, if you fill in the blanks the way you're supposed to, if you answer each writing prompt the way you're supposed to, and if you give yourself enough time, this paper will rock. It's the time thing. I'm seeing, not just in your class, but in my other classes that I'm teaching. Right about now during the semester, in the college semester especially, people are overwhelmed with work from other classes, and you've got instructors that are starting to talk about midterms, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just started. And so typically, and this, if you've been to high school, you know this to be true. English is usually the class assignment that will get tossed off because it's just English and it'll be easy to catch up. Well, at this stage of the writing process and the learning process, it isn't easy to catch up. You can't wait till the last minute to get your work done. I'm just seeing lots of errors in some of the rights, both, not just your class, but the other classes I'm teaching, errors that are specific to not giving yourself enough time to edit. So I'm done blathering. I'm done being maternal. I'm done, giving you the rah-rah lecture. But I'm not done saying that I'm very excited to read this assignment. So take a look at week 5. Click on the icon on Blackboard. And if you're confused at all, email me, because you're probably not the only one confused, or telephone me. I'll put my telephone number there. I have had some of you call me, and that works well. Also, I've introduced Blackboard IM, which is instant messaging. You're all going to sign up for it. It's very easy. I've set it up for you. And then when we can have office hours. I can say, oh, let's talk tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. and then we can both be on Blackboard IM at the same time, chatting back and forth textually until we can get the visual thing going. Okay, have a good night. Talk to you later. Go Giants!